It's a treasure to the area, I think. It adds to the attractiveness of Wilmington as a place to visit.
Look, Daddy, there's baby geese. They're so cute.
Every time I come here, I see something new. We get a new part of the garden that we haven't seen before. There are always different colors. It's always just a peaceful place to walk. There's the early oak. It's just an amazing 400-year-old tree, or over 400 years old. It's a new experience every time you come.
I find it unbelievable that they would sell something as beautiful as this.
I think it would be a real loss to the area, because this is a little oasis in the middle of hustle and bustle of downtown Wilmington, and it's really spectacular.
It already makes me upset thinking about it. Something that there's really not another of here in New Hanover County, and if it goes away, then it's gone. It won't be the same. It's, to me, more development makes it more like Myrtle Beach or somewhere else that I did not choose to live. I chose to live in Wilmington because there were some really pretty places, and this was part of what I liked about Wilmington.
Oh, you see the bottles. What color is that bottle? Can you say green?
I'd rather have poorer streets than do away with this.
One of these hidden jewels that you don't really know about until you've come here, and then you just can't live without it.
Make him a header. Come on now.
All right, here's the lineup for today's game. Dempsey, left center. Hagan, short field. Sidbury, first base. Simonelli, second base. Carney, shortstop.
About 6, 7 years old when I started playing. We had a good field out in back of our house when I was a kid. We used to go out there and play ball every day, all day.
Hey, hit one of those fair balls this time when you crushed it.
I'll be 77 in November, but I don't feel 77.
Why do I do this?
Hey, Rich, come on, buddy. Come on, come on, come on.
Just think of the alternative. You sit at home, drink coffee, watch television, and get old and die.
How mighty hard. Hit it hard. Back, back, back. You got him burnt. You got him burnt.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'd rather be out doing what I love doing.
Sit down, go. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
We're all blessed that we're out here at our ages, running around like little kids.
Good hustle there, Bobby. Good hustle, Bobby Perry.
It's good for me, and it keeps me young.
You never get too old to play ball. You get old because you quit playing ball.
This September 11th, 10-year anniversary coming up to kind of commemorate all those men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And they had to do their job on a normal day that ended up unfortunately taking their lives.
We're able to almost mimic kind of what they went through that day. And we were lucky to have the opportunity to do something like this, I'd say.
We chose to climb the lighthouse was for this event that was upcoming. When we're going up the stairs, you do think about why you're doing it, and it kind of gives you that extra push.
I don't think you think about, you know, the amount of steps that you're doing.
About 108, and it feels like 1,000. It's very hot. There's no ventilation.
It can get hot. You probably get about 120, but you know, people do this every day, you know, in real time, in real life, you know, fighting fires. You got somebody that needs your help, you're going to go there for them, and that's your job. You know, what happens on the way, you know, it's up to God, I guess. I used to be a paramedic for the city of Cleveland, and I was actually working that day on September 11th. They thought there was a plane heading towards Cleveland, which I guess there was. That was the plane that turned around and ended up going down in Pennsylvania. And it was kind of like a scary feeling to think that, okay, now we're going right in the mix of it, and we were the only people inside probably one of the biggest buildings that we have down there, thinking to ourselves, oh, what's going to happen? I gave my mom a call and said, hey, you know, just in case something happens, you know, I love you, and got each other through, and now we have a lot of memories about it. That's why we're trying to honor it. You're doing it for something more than just accomplishing 108 steps. You're doing it to say, hey, you know, I can do this. You know, somewhere, sometime, if somebody needed my help, I could get to them. I can accomplish this. I can pretty much do anything.
It's hot as heck, and they get dirty as heck, black, and it is physical work. I'm gonna make a small bend. Pull it off. Today we have cars and trucks. Back then it was all wagons and cars. So you had to have that blacksmith. He was the mechanic.
It happened really fast. It was just like he stuck it in there and then it was orange. It's really cool.
Kids are the best thing. They're glued. I get them going with the smoke and fire show, and they're glued in there, oohs and ahs. Because I run it out, the metal a little hotter. It looks like a sparkler, and I know I got them. I want them to react, and they do. They see something they've never seen before. And it's real soft now. It's like plastic. You can bend it real easy.
I don't have that much patience.
Neither do I.
I'm like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, you make your own, you know, you make whatever you need. You need nails for the house, you can make your own nails. Make your own horseshoes. I can make anything I want today. We're going to take it up to orange hot, the metal, and that's about 2,000.
It gets really hot in there, and then you start to sweat a lot.
They're going to understand it when they leave here today. And they're going to have a little something to take back to their class and make them a little S-hook. They want to know about plantation days. So it's part demonstration and part history.
Makes me very, very thankful that that I live in the 21st century.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, they do so much just to get what they have.
From the time I wake up, I can't wait to come to football practice.
This is where it all begins.
Straight. That's right, stretch it, make it hurt. There's a hurt, yeah. Make it hurt, move. There you go. Hurry up, right.
Come on, Murphy. Knock me out of my shoes. There you go. Down, 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 down. Go, 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 go. Keep those feet pumping.
Let's go spread right, 23 lead. Spread right, 23 lead on one. Tyler, blow somebody up.
What I'm talking about, that's the way to hit. Get hit.
I like hitting people. You either get hit or you give the hit.
A little apprehensive, a little scared, mainly concerned that he was going to get hurt.
It may hurt for a second, but most of these kids have so much pride that, you know, all they want to do is do the best that they can for their team.
On the whistle, gentlemen. There you go, John.
I come from a long history of football. My father coached football his entire life.
There you go, oh yeah.
By working with these kids, making sure that they learn the proper technique.
Do it again, here. Let's go, do it again.
They'll have such a good head start when it comes to sports in middle school and high school.
Guys, the camera's not here. The camera is not here. I need you to focus, okay?
Show me that heart, guys. Show me that heart.
Come on, defense.
Come on!
Seeing these kids on the field, you see what you've helped to create. They've got so much talent. You're just kind of pushing them in a direction where that talent can be seen by everybody.
Good job, guys.
I carve almost every day. It's part of who I am. Put some nice classical music on, and you sit down and you just bury yourself in the thing you love. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, am I ever going to carve birds, I probably would have said you're crazy. Each piece should really say something about the bird. I did a roadrunner upstairs, and I try to capture him in a running position. I walk by that bee eater, and I think that's probably the best piece I've done. This is a bird who in its natural habitat catches bees and catches dragonflies to eat, and so this bird is doing something. It's not just a bird. Every feather in there is done with a burning pen, and you stroke each feather in there individually, and it's very tedious. This is a rough out of a loggerhead shrike, and with a little luck it'll come out to look like this one. Anybody can carve. You have to love it. And once you finish a piece, you have to become very objective and forget that it's yours and look at it as an object and say, is that as good as it can be? We don't have any room to put anything else in the house, but my job is to produce. My kid's job is going to be to figure out what to do with all this stuff at some point. I have to do this. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't do this.
A lot of people, they always wonder who's under the suit.
But I love him. He gets the crowd going.
It's a huge privilege, yeah, honor being Sammy. It kind of allows me to be somebody else, you know, which is kind of fun for me. A lot of people think that mascotting is like an easy job, you know, but it's really not. It's really, really hard work. The suit is not light. It's heavy. It's like wool. It gets ridiculous hot. I've gotten close to passing out a couple times in the suit. The hardest part is, like, you have to get used to having sweat running down your face and, like, not being able to wipe it off. The smell is definitely part of Sammy. It's definitely not easy dancing in the suit either, you know. My feet are ginormous, you know, and moving those things around is not the easiest thing.
We haven't had the best season this year. Sammy's been out here, like, keeping everybody fired up and keeping everybody in good spirits.
I can't think of a better, more rewarding job than pumping people up every night. You know, having kids love you to death and put on a show for people every night. You know, that's definitely the dream job right there. Being a mascot is great. If I'm having an impact on, you know, just one fan, then it's worth it for me to be out there.